Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good afternoon. What is it? It's 1:11. Excuse me. 1:11 on, I don't know, Monday afternoon, I guess. Partly cloudy. I don't think they talk about rain today over here on the eastern slope. But partly cloudy. Temperature is 83 and heading up again to that high 80s for the day. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Turned out to be pretty good around here. Wanted to do a podcast on possibilities. I did a blog this morning on possibilities, and it turned out really, really well. I would like that you guys go and read it. I put it on johnzager.com, and you could go read it there under the blogs. It's called Possibilities. And then I also put it back where I used to do my blogs at jzager.blogspot.com. So I just copied it over there so that you guys could read it in both places. It's really kind of good. And I wanted to talk about it in my podcast today because what I've been trying to do is do a continuing series on workshops that I do and the different topics that I address in my workshops. And possibilities is certainly one of the areas that I cover when I do workshops for people around the country. So, with that all said, possibilities. Possibilities is kind of different for different people. I don't know. Maybe some people view it as, how would you put it? That their life has possibilities to it. And their life has possibilities to it because of their behavior, their attitudes, their personalities, their beliefs, right? So we've talked about this in the past, but if you have a belief system that's fairly positive, and it's not negative, and it's not harmful, and it's not hateful, it's not resentful or meanful or any of those kinds of things, that opens the door to possibilities in your life. Yeah? Okay. So that's beliefs. If your attitude or personality, let's just use personality, how you think, act, and feel. If you have a personality that's pretty positive, you're not hateful towards people, you're not rude towards people, you're not vengeful towards people, you're encouraging, empowering, and inspiring to people. If that's kind of your personality, then you're going to have possibilities in your life. Possibilities are going to exist. Right? So how come some people seem to have things going their way and some people struggle with that? How come some people seem to have more possibilities than others? It's because of that kinds of stuff. Your belief system, your personality, the stuff that you learned when you were a little person growing up, and how you handle it. So the person who enjoys people, who has a compassion for other people, the person who genuinely likes being around people, talking to people. All that stuff is positive. So therefore, again, your possibilities for your life expand and get bigger. Now, all of the opposite is true. You lose your possibilities in your life, right? They get fewer if you're a negative person. Yes? So if you're somewhat of a negative person and your belief systems are, what's the word for that? Discouraging, not optimistic about things turning out in your favor or someone else's favor. You know, if you have negative outlooks, negative beliefs, negative personality, the possibilities in your life shrink. They become less. They become fewer. So a lot of that stuff people know, and everybody goes in the background, yeah, John, we know all that kind of stuff. You know, if you're positive, you get positive stuff. If you're negative, you get negative stuff. Well, if it's so simple, why are people struggling so much every day that we run into? You know, think about the people you run into. Think about the people you interact with. Think about the people you encounter during the day. Not everyone out there is real positive. Not everyone out there is real, I don't know what the word would be there. They're just not having a good day. They're not having a good week, a good month. Their finances are not well. Their home situation's not good. The automobile is not doing very well. You know, all kinds of things start happening, and they become more and more negative. They lose the possibilities. Okay? So there's those two camps, which we all know. Most people can say that's true, but they don't act on it. Most people say, yeah, we agree with you, John. That's exactly correct. Yes. But yet, we have so many people that are despondent and having tough lives and not very encouraged to go out there and become more positive, to work on their belief systems, to work on their personalities, you know, to work on their attitudes. It's a lot of talk with no action, right? If people actually thought they could change their behavior, they would. If they actually thought they could change their beliefs, they probably would. If they thought they could change their personality, they probably would try. But people don't try because they don't believe it. Drinking iced tea today, you guys. It's very good. It's decaffeinated and it's unsugared. Yay. We're on our way out to look at the house for the day. I want to see how the construction's going. Wow, you can see it from here a mile away. It's so big. Oh, look at that. It just stands out. I'm a mile away from it. So anyway, how do you get up in the morning and how do you view your day? And do you plan your day? My life, when I think about me and my situation, I just think that I'm so blessed from day to day to just be alive, to have life, to enjoy all that I have. Be grateful for everything I have. Be thankful for everything I have. And I don't have a lot. I don't have a ton of money. But for whatever reason, I seem to maintain. I seem to, well, let me put it this way. The money situation for me is I spend money on, gas and food, which is really all that I ever spend money on, as if I've got it. And the reality is I don't. But I somehow expect that it'll show up somehow. That makes sense what I'm saying? So for me, I act as if I already have the finances to take care of my daily needs of gas and food, when in fact I don't. And the possibilities are so great in my life that it will come to me. I never worry about it. Now, I'm not living in a fantasy world. I'm not living in a pretend world. I just love life so much, and I'm so optimistic that things will happen as I need them to happen. Things will come to me when I need them most. Now, a lot of people, if you're from the Newtonian model, three-dimensional kind of person, place, and time, matter changes matter, that sort of mentality, then it's not going to make any sense for you to go in the thinking manner that I do. I'm not of the belief that matter changes matter. If you need money, you get a second job. If you need more money, you get a third job kind of idea. I think that works. And there's been people for eons that have been doing that. Yes? But it takes them a lifetime. I'm not sure people have a lifetime for matter to change matter. For them to acquire enough resources to pay for their house or buy a new truck or put the kids through college or whatever. And when you think of the quantum model of mechanics or physics, whatever you want to call it, and the unified field, that's pretty far-fetched for people. That's a stretch. What do you mean? You go on about your day every single day as if things are going to work out? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do that. Now, I don't go out and I don't buy a new truck on the hope that, there'll be $50,000, available to me as soon as I sign the papers. But I might go out looking at vehicles, knowing that the possibilities, infinite possibilities exist, that there are ways that this can work out. And I'm not in control. I'm not in charge of that. All I'm doing is looking at vehicles and trying to forecast what I might like as the time gets near, and my vehicle may not be running very well anymore. So I'm trying to project out ahead of me what are the possibilities that I can do. And I look in terms as if what I need already exists. All right? Housing. What about the guy who lives in the back of his truck, right? We've talked about that scenario before. And, for a period of time, The person lives back there. You guys, this house is fabulous. They've got a lot more people working on it now. The outside, the inside, they're putting in insulation. Yeah, definitely it's going to be a beautiful house. Good. So, if you live in the back of your truck, right? And you can put yourself in a position of, I'm happy in the back of my truck. If this is what was given to me at this particular date and time in my life, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Knowing, this is the important part now, the quantum model, knowing that there's infinite possibilities that exist, that there's scenarios that could happen, could occur, that would be in your favor, and a different, more favorable housing situation could probably come up. That one's kind of another leap of faith for people. You know, that's another leap of faith. Well, John, why shouldn't you be out pounding the streets, knocking on all the little houses where they have a room for rent? And in my town, it's really kind of like robbery. You know, they want to charge you $700, $800, $900 a month just for a room. Well, what they want you to do is they want you to pay their mortgage for them, because they bought these houses 100 years ago when they were really cheap, and they're just ripping you off because you're at a disadvantage. So my answer to that is, yeah, sure, I could go out and do that, but that's not a possibility I want to use. I don't want to use that possibility. I think there's better possibilities that exist for improved housing ahead of me. And sure enough, you know, in that particular scenario, as we talk through, you know, the situation, you know, there's this Airstream trailer, which is a Cadillac, which is affluent, which is got every amenity you could imagine in it, becomes available in an area with a space at no cost. Now, how do you go out and find that in the Newtonian world? Well, you don't. I mean, you beat the streets, but you're trying to find a bedroom is all you're trying to find. Here's a case where you end up in, what do they call those little things? Mini houses or tiny houses, I guess? You know, they're not any bigger than a tiny house, right? But they have every single thing a house has. There isn't any utility you would be without. So how do you go find that every day? How do you go try to find that every day? You don't. You live in the world of the quantum model to where it comes and it finds you. It finds you. And that's what I'm talking about. The world of possibilities exists. And if you have belief and faith and go on about your daily activities without complaining, remaining positive, designing a life that has got all kinds of amenities available to you, it will come and it will find you. You don't have to go and find it. You don't have to go and find a bedroom for a short $1,000 a month. You don't have to do that. So possibilities is different for different people. Possibilities are different. I'm driving through this neighborhood, and it's obviously way upper end houses, right? And these people, I don't know if they live in the Newtonian world or not, but you look at these houses, and it's all possibilities. I can't imagine somebody dreamt up this house I'm parked in front of. It's like, how could you do that? I think it's the kind of thing that will come and find you. The location. Where you put your energy, where you put your thoughts, is where your energy is, right? So if you spend enough time, who used to say this? Tony Robbins used to say this all the time. How am I doing on time? Okay. Tony Robbins used to say this all the time. Go out, what would he say? Go to the car dealership, a nice car dealership, a BMW dealership or something, and test drive. And drive around. And get the feeling as if it's yours. Feel that. Feel that. Go into neighborhoods like this where they're building multi-million-dollar homes, I guess. And go in and take a tour and feel it as if it's yours. So now you have the intention that I would sure like to own a nice car. Doesn't have to be a BMW, just a nicer car than the bucket of bolts you're driving around now. And then feel it. So you have an intention, and then you have the emotion behind it. Go to the house. Instead of living in the back of your truck or in the trailer, go and have the intention that, boy, it would really be nice to have a home nicer than what I've got. And you have the heightened emotion. You can feel what it felt like standing inside of that fabulous house. And you meditate on that. And what it does is it goes out into the field, it goes out into the unified field. And sure enough, it comes back and it'll find you at a later date and time. Need to believe. Need to believe. So here's the takeaway. You have two choices. You can believe what I just talked about and go do what I just talked about. And have the belief that at a later date and time, it will come and find you in some form that's right for you. Now, it may not be a multi-million-dollar home, but it might be a very nice upper-end modest home or something. It might be a very nice automobile that's to your suiting. Or it's not possible. I can't work more than 3 jobs in a given 24-hour period without some sleep. The best I could probably do is a bedroom. Go ahead, go down that road. Go down that Newtonian model of physics, mechanics, and see if that works for you. So there you go, possibilities, you guys. I think that's pretty helpful information. I hope you follow that direction and that you envision each day you get up with infinite possibilities that exist for you. God bless everybody. Take care of one another. And I'm going to look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.